Welcome to this session of energy conservation and management. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the opportunities, barriers, and research and development going through for the waste heat recovery generation. So, first of all, that is, what are the opportunity areas in case of waste heat recovery? Based on estimated of waste heat losses in selected applications, several trends were identified regarding opportunities areas and research and development needs for waste heat recovery. The key opportunity area is low temperature waste heat source. Based on a 25 degrees centigrade reference, most unrecovered waste heat is at low temperature. About 60% of waste heat losses are at temperature below 450 degree Fahrenheit, that is 230 degrees centigrade. So in this wide range, that is comes under the low temperature waste heat, if we can recover a fraction of this, so it will be helpful for us to reduce the fuel dependency, and also the environmental norms will be helpful. So total 60% of waste heat loss comes under this low temperature waste heat sources. Systems already including waste heat recovery that can be further optimized to reduce heat losses. The extent of heat recovery from existing system is often constrained by cost and temperature limits of the heat recovery system. In many cases, such as cement preheater kilns and recapitative glass furnace, exhaust gases existing the recovery device are still in the medium to high temperature range. This represents an opportunity for additional waste heat recovery. Opportunities are also available to maximize the quality of heat recovery. Since facilities often use dilution air to lower the temperature of waste heat stream. High temperature system where heat recovery is less common, there are market segments where waste heat recovery is less common. This is due to barriers such as chemical constituents in exhaust gases that interfere with heat exchange, as well as limitations on economics of scale for smaller waste heat streams. Alternative waste heat sources typically not considered for waste heat recovery. This study focused on combustion and process exhaust gases. However, alternative sources of waste heat were found to be significant. These alternates includes heat radiated, convected, and conducted from heated products such as cast steel, hot cokes, etc., as well as heat lost in aluminum cell sidewalls and after the pyrolysis process, where slag or after materials are solidified to protect the vessel walls. The other opportunities are, in order to promote heat recovery practice, several efforts could be made to reduce system cost, optimize heat exchange material, heat transfer rate, low temperature recovery, and available end uses for waste. Opportunities for R&Ds that addresses technology and cost barriers are listed. First of all, low cost novel materials. Developing low cost novel materials for resistance to corrosive contaminants and to high exposed at sustainable to high temperatures. Reduce overall cost. Economically scale down heat recovery equipment and reduces relative cost for small scale operations. Easier maintenance, that is, develop economic recovery systems that can be easily cleaned after exposures of gases with high chemical activity. Process improvements, develop alternative manufacturing process that generate less waste heat, or develop processes that avoid introducing contaminants into process of gases, thereby enabling easier heat transfer from exhaust gases. Of course, both must retain acceptable product quality and financial returns. Gas cleaning is another opportunity to develop low cost method for cleaning of exhaust gases. In low temperature recovery, develop and demonstrate low temperature heat recovery technology, including heat pump and low temperature electricity generation. Develop new working fluids that can efficiently recover low temperature heat. The other opportunities are alternate end use. Develop alternative end use for waste heat in addition to new technologies for power generation. Options could include converting waste heat into other transportable forms. Improve heat transfer, that is, develop novel heat exchanger design with increased heat transfer coefficient, especially in gas to gas and gas to liquid heat exchangers. Process specific technologies. Develop process specific heat recovery technologies that addresses the unique constraint of various applications. Feed preheat system, reduce the cost, technical and product control challenges of process specific feed preheating system. Example, batch or cullet preheating in the glass industry. Recovery from unconventional sources. Evaluate and develop opportunities for recovery from waste heat source not typically considered for heat recovery. These includes recovery equipments for sidewall losses. That is, example, that is primary aluminum cells, oxygen fired glass furnaces or glass industry 4 hearts, as well as losses from heated product and byproduct streams. Example, that is hot rolled steel, blast furnace slag, etc. Discover new recovery technologies. Develop that heat recovery technologies such as solid state generation. Low cost manufacturing recovery technologies. Promote low cost manufacturing technologies for the technologies described. So these are the opportunities of further development. Now, what are the barriers? That is, numerous barriers impact the economy and effectiveness of heat recovery equipment and impeded their wider installation. Many of these barriers described below are interrelated but can generally be categorized as related to cost, temperature restrictions, chemical compositions, application specific, and inaccessibility or transportability of heat sources. First of all, related to cost, long payback period cost of heat recovery equipment, auxiliary systems, and design service lead to long payback period in certain applications. Additionally, several industrial subsectors with high quality waste heat source, that is metal casting, are renowned for small profit margin and intense internal competition for limited capital resources. Material constraints and cost. Certain application requires advanced and more costly material. These materials are required for high temperature streams, streams with high chemical activity, and exhaust streams cooled below condensation temperatures. Overall material cost per energy unit recovered increases as large surface areas are required for more efficient low temperature heat recovery system. Next, economics of scale equipment cost. It favors large scale heat recovery systems and creates challenges for small scale operations. And last of all, operations and maintenance cost, that is frequent corrosion, scaling, and fouling of heat exchange material lead to higher maintenance cost and loss of productivity. Now, due to temperature restrictions, first of all, lack of viable end use. Many industrial facilities do not have an on-site use for low temperature. Meanwhile, technologies that create end-use options are currently less developed and more costly. Example, low temperature power generation. Next is material constraint and cost. High temperature materials that retain mechanical and chemical properties at high temperatures are costly. Therefore, waste heat is often quickly diluted with outside air to reduce temperatures. This reduces the quality of energy available for recovery. Number two, low temperature liquid and solid components can condense as hot stream cool in recovery equipment. This leads to corrosive and fouling condition. The additional cost of material that can withstand corrosive environments often prevents low temperature. And number 3, thermal cycling. The heat flow in some industrial process can vary dramatically and create mechanical and chemical stress in equipment. Number 3, that is number C, heat transfer rate. Small temperature difference between the heat source and heat sink lead to reduced heat transfer rates and requires large surface areas. Next, due to chemical composition. In chemical composition, first of all, temperature restrictions. Waste heat stream chemically compatible with recovery equipment materials will be limited both at high and low temperature. Heat transfer rates. Deposition of substances on the recovery equipment surface will reduce heat transfer rates and efficiency. Material constraints and cost. Streams with high chemical activity requires more advanced recovery equipment material to withstand corrosive environments. Number D, operation and maintenance cost. Streams with high chemical activity that damage equipment surface will lead to increased maintenance cost. Environmental concerns. Waste heat recovery from exhaust stream may complicate or alter the performance of environmental control and abatement equipment. And number F, that is last of all, product or process control. Chemically active exhaust stream may require additional effect to prevent cross contamination between streams. Number 4, application specific constraints. In application specific constraint, first of all, process specific constraints, equipments, designs are process specific and must be adapted to the needs of a given process. For example, feed preheat system vary significantly between glass furnace, blast furnace, and cement kilns. Number B, product process control heat recovery can complicate and compromise process or quality control system. Number 5, inaccessibility or transportability. Limited space. Many facilities have limited physical space in which to access waste heat stream. For example, limited floor or overhead space. Number B, transportability. Many gaseous waste heat stream are discharged at near atmospheric pressure, that limiting the ability to transport them to and through equipment through additional energy input. Last of all, inaccessibility. It is difficult to access and recover heat from unconventional sources such as hot solid stream. That is example for an ingot. When it is first of all produced, it is at very high temperature. And hot equipment surfaces. That is example for side walls of primary aluminum cells. So this type of heat we cannot recover in effective way. Now, what are the research, development and demonstration opportunities, that is conventional and novel technologies? Waste heat recovery technologies, although currently employed to varying degree at many industrial facilities, face technical and economical barriers that impede their wider application. In order to promote waste heat recovery and process integration, effort must be undertaken to extend the economic feasibility of conventional recovery technologies, as well as promote new technologies that can be applied to waste heat source not typically exploited for waste heat recovery. Extending the economic operating range of conventional technologies, numerous technologies are already well developed for waste heat recovery. For example, recapitator, regenerator, etc. However, the challenges is that technologies are not always economical for a given application. Example, applications with dirty exhaust stream. So this includes an overview of existing technology and practices and includes summary tables showing that state of technology in diverse applications. Meanwhile, there are cases where recovery systems are installed, but they operate under constraint which prevent more efficient heat recovery. Research development and demonstration efforts could further optimize existing technologies to better meet various challenges presented by industry. Conducting research development and design in emerging and novel technologies. New and developing technologies offer promise in recovering waste heat more efficiently and from non-traditional sources. For example, recently developed technologies such as Kalina cycle has proven successful for recovering low to medium temperature waste heat. Efforts are also underway to demonstrate compact membrane condenser which could enhance recovery of latent heat in exhaust gases. Meanwhile, efforts are exploring direct conversion technologies such as thermoelectric generation, thermionic generation, photovoltaic generation, etc. Finally, there may be opportunities for new technologies that would recover heat from sources not typically considered for heat recovery. For example, loss of heated product stream and sidewall losses in an aluminum cell. So these are the opportunities, the barriers, and the research are going on to develop for the waste heat recovery. Thank you for joining this session.